This game week I've got a season defining decision. Do I sell Palmer and Watkins for Haaland and a mid-price midfielder, or do I play it safe and keep those free transfers for the blank game week? I'm also going to cover the best players to buy for your FPL team and the best fixtures to target. Starting with the keepers, I'm going to start for Bruggen over Dubravka. Not only does he play for a better defence, he's also got an easy fixture this game week against Forest at home. He also got a clean sheet last game week, which is very rare. He got me a nice 7 points. My Arsenal double up in defence got me nothing last game week, and to be honest, it's not an easy fixture against Chelsea this game week, but at least they've got the home advantage, and believe it or not, Arsenal have still got the highest clean sheet odds this game week, and that shows how strong their defence is, because Chelsea's attack is pretty strong as well. Van Dijk has continued to pay off my patience from a few game weeks ago. He got an 11 pointer last game week, and it's West Ham at home this game week, a nice favourable fixture. I said last game week that he's the best defender in the game to own right now because Arsenal blanking game week 31. Now Liverpool's right at the top of the ticker, I can say that even more. So if you need to buy a defender and you've got the money, get Van Dijk. If you don't have that kind of money, Anderson's a great pick from Fulham. He's only 4.5 mil, so he's bound to provide good value for money with those fixtures, especially the next 4. A lot of people will probably wildcard in game week 32, ahead of the big double game week 33. So there's no need to worry about that Liverpool fixture probably. And he's up there for DEFCONs. He gets more than 10 per 90 minutes. So in any given game, he's more likely to hit DEFCON than not. If you need to replace your goalkeeper, then go for Kelleher. He's only 4.7 mil. Brentford have a decent defence. He's right up there for the fixtures. And he plays in game week 31. Very good value for money. Just quickly covering the bench, I've not got much cover this game week. Estev's not the best of options against Brentford at home. It's not really that bad of a fixture. It's just Burnley have a poor defence. LaCroix looks like he could be ruled out. This video's been recorded ahead of the press conference, so I'm not sure whether he's available or not. But even still, United away is not an easy fixture. Then Mark Guéhiou doesn't look like he's going to play, and even if he did, he's got the most difficult fixture you could possibly get for an attacker. Moving on to midfield, I've got the most reliable midfielder in the game right now, which is Bruno. He's on the best captain shortlist this game week. I'm not going to spoil it, but make sure you watch that video before I come to the end of this video, because there will be a spoiler. Schade only featured for 45 minutes last game week, but I definitely won't be selling him this game week because it's Burnley away. It doesn't come much easier than that. Let's hope he gets plenty of minutes this time. Rice just keeps ticking along nicely. He hit DEFCON again last game week. He's got 23 points in his last 3 game weeks. So I'm not in a rush to sell him, but Chelsea at home's not exactly easy. And he blanks in game week 31, so I'm going to sell him ahead of game week 31. Palmer might have to go this game week. Not only has he got the hardest fixture, I might have to focus on captaincy, and I will discuss that more later on in the video. Sar's next few fixtures are United away, Spurs away, Leeds at home, so that's quite average as a whole. Then he blanks in game week 31, so I'm planning on keeping him up until game week 30, then selling him ahead of game week 31. Taking a look at the fixtures from an attacking perspective, I might need to buy a mid-price midfielder this game week, and I've got to decide which one. I have already got Schade, but if you need to buy a mid-price midfielder, I feel like he's your best bet. His expected minutes are more risky than the alternatives, but he's got 0.46 expected goal involvement per 90 minutes, and that's non-penalty. For myself, I'm ruling out Tavernier. His expected minutes are much more risky because he's just come back from injury, and I don't think Szoboszlai's got a high ceiling, so I'm not too keen on him either. It's either Uwatara versus Wilson. I know Uwatara's right at the top of the ticker, and Wilson's only 3rd, but if you actually look at the fixture ratings, if he was to wildcard in game week 32, Wilson would have slightly better fixtures. But then at the same time, what if you do want to keep that wildcard? Then it would be better going for Uwatara. Uwatara's underlying stats are slightly more promising than Wilson's, but Wilson kind of compensates for that because he'll probably be on pens if Raul Jimenez isn't on the pitch. It is so close between the two of them, they're even the exact same price. If I really had to pick, I'd probably just about go for Dango Uwatara right now. That's because his non-penalty underlying stats are slightly better, and that's confirmed. It's not confirmed that Wilson's on pens, and even if a pen's awarded, there's a good chance that Jimenez is on the pitch, and he's the one that's going to take it if he is. If you need to buy a forward and you're not ripping your team apart like me to get Haaland for the next 3 game weeks, then Thiago's your best bet. Not only has he got the best fixtures, he's on penalty duties, and with that, I'd say he's the best non-Haaland forward. I've got the man himself in my team. I kept him through the difficult fixtures. Starting with the easy ones, it's Burnley away this game week. He's probably going to stay in my team until the next wildcard, potentially till the end of the season. I've got a bit of a dilemma with Watkins. I really don't want to sell him. He played 90 minutes last game week, but still going forward, he's still a rotation risk with Tammy Abraham. He's got 70 expected minutes next game week, that's not too bad. And he has got an easy fixture against Wolves away, which gives me a bigger headache. But I'm probably going to have to sell him for Haaland because Haaland is top of the captain matrix for the next 3 game weeks. He is locked in for captaincy this game week. If you watch my best captain video, you'll know that I edged him just above Bruno. For the next 2, I plan on captaining him, but that's not locked in. Then in game week 31, there's a good chance that I'm going to captain Bruno. That's the blank game week, and I have already got him in my team as you've seen earlier. Blank game week 31 could become a bit of a problem for me though. If I spend these 2 free transfers on getting Uratara on Haaland, yeah, I've got one player that's going to play in the blank, but Haaland's not going to play. And I've worked out that I've got 3 free transfers after this game week ahead of the blank. If it all goes to plan, I can field 11 players. But if you have any fires to put out that aren't those players that are blanking in game week 31, I'll have a maximum of 10 players and I might have to take some hits. It's not the end of the world in a blank game week, especially if I'm going to get Haaland who could cover those hit points. Staying away from Haaland is a risk, but also using those 2 free transfers to bring in one player that blanks is a risk. But I would rather chase the upside. I'm massive on captaincy, and captaincy is pretty big in this game. If you want to see if I pulled the trigger or not, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Patreon. I'll get my final team reveals on there before the deadline. Exclusive content on Patreon as well, the link's in the description.